Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and restless Judith Chapman slams the rumor that's so strange and patently horrible. The young and the restless Judith Chapman, Gloria, got quite a shock on May 12th. She read a report that she had died after suffering a heart attack at her home while no one was around. Thankfully, it was fake news, she exclaimed on her Facebook page. So strange, but all okay. Sadly, BS like this is becoming more and more common. Just a couple of months ago, Chapman's young and restless co-star Beth Maitland, Tracy, had to take to social media to say that no, she hadn't passed away either. Personally, I don't get it. Here at soaps.com, we get things wrong now and then. I've called Stefan DiMera Stefan Cassadine by mistake and suggested pairing characters that I forgot were related. It happens. But none of us would ever just make up a story about a real person, much less one as vicious as these. What's the point of a fictitious article like that anyway? Sure, Chapman's fans may click on it. I know my heart stopped for a second when I read that upsetting headline. But once we find out that it's a lie, none of us are ever going to trust that site again or return to it. Particularly galling is the specificity of the story. It wasn't just an obit of a very much living legend. It was a detailed account of how she supposedly passed. It painted a picture that made a disturbing thought even more so. Translation: someone, and how twisted do you have to be, sat down at their computer and conjured up in their mind a whole tragic scenario with which to unsettle Chapman's fans. Is this a career for them? Some kind of sick hobby?
Take a walk instead.
Read a book. Come up with a storyline for Gloria instead. It breaks my heart to know and that Young and Restless uses the character, and her portrayer, the Bette Davis of daytime, so infrequently. What I wouldn't give to see her thrust into Victor's orbit, maybe as a henchwoman to do the dirtier work that son Michael would prefer not to. Being the quintessential hopeless romantic, Gloria would develop a crush on the boss. Of course, Victor only has eyes for Nikki this week. So Gloria could find herself drowning her sorrows at society, only for Nick to sidle up and ask why she looks so glum. My ship's done sailed, she says. I think I've had my last great love. You and me both, he sighs, ordering a beer. But you're young, vital, Gloria points out. You have your whole life ahead of you. And? Nick replies. So do you. I have significantly less life ahead of me than you, my dear. Depends on how you live it, Nick winks. And just like that, Gloria could find herself entangled in a May/December love affair that puts a new spring in both her step and her lovelorn lovers.
See?
Isn't that nicer than a detailed obit for someone who is alive and well? While you're here, check out the below photo gallery that reveals how all the branches of the Baldwin-Fisher family are connected. In the sometimes shadowy world of soap opera gossip, rumors can spread like wildfire, especially when they involve fan-favorite stars. And recently, young and restless icon Judith Chapman, aka Gloria Bardwell, found herself at the center of a particularly bizarre and upsetting rumor that, as she put it, was so strange, it almost didn't deserve acknowledgement, but too horrible to ignore. Now, the Emmy-nominated actress is setting the record straight with her signature grace, candor, and yes, that fierce Gloria's spirit fans have come to love. Let's break down what happened, how Judith responded, and why this moment is yet another reminder that she is not only a daytime legend, but a real-life class act. The rumor mill grinds on. What even is this? It all began, as so many strange things do these days, with a random post on social media. An anonymous fan account on X, formerly Twitter, claimed that Judith Chapman had either quietly passed away or was gravely ill and being kept from fans for privacy. Wait, what? The post, which quickly began gaining traction, cited no sources and offered no evidence. It was simply a baseless speculation, made all the more absurd by the fact that Judith had been active on her verified social media accounts the very day before. And yet, the internet being what it is, the story began to grow. By the next morning, fans were in a full panic, sending heartfelt condolences, reposting legacy videos, and asking questions that should never have needed asking. Judith's response: "You've got to be kidding me." To her credit, Judith Chapman didn't wait long to clear the air, and her response was every bit as sharp and direct as Gloria Bardwell herself might have delivered. Taking to Instagram and Facebook, she posted a fresh, full-color selfie from her Palm Springs garden, sunglasses on, cocktail in hand, a devilish smirk playing across her lips. The caption?
Alive. Healthy.
Working. Enjoying life. Whoever started that rumor, get a new hobby. And to those who panicked, I love you. I'm still here. Still fabulous. Cue the collective sigh of relief from young and restless fans around the world. Why it hits so hard, a fanbase still grieving real losses. Part of the reason this particular rumor caused such a stir is because fans of the young and the restless are still mourning several legitimate losses. The deaths of legends like Gene Cooper, Katherine Chancellor, Billy Miller, ex-Billy Abbott, and Jerry Douglas, John Abbott, have left deep emotional wounds for longtime viewers. Each passing has triggered a wave of memories, tributes, and yes, fears about losing even more of the show's icons. So when someone falsely suggested Judith had passed, it hit a nerve. One fan wrote, "I lost my mom the same year we lost Gene. Judith reminds me of both." This rumor was like a gut punch. Another added, "Don't mess with Gloria Bardwell or her fans." Judith opens up. This one just made no sense. Later that week, Judith addressed the incident in more depth during a virtual Q&A with fans hosted by a soap-themed podcast. Her tone was lighthearted but thoughtful. "I've seen all kinds of rumors over the years, pregnancy rumors, political rumors, casting rumors, but this one was just ridiculous. Strange and a little scary. I mean, what compels someone to fake someone's death?" She paused before continuing. "You've got to have a thick skin in this business." But this crossed a line. The fan reaction, from outrage to relief to celebration. Following her post, YNR fans flooded her timeline with love, relief, and a healthy dose of humor. Some of the best replies? Breaking, Gloria Bardwell to rise from the grave, tell everyone off, and throw a martini in the face of whoever started the rumor. You can't kill a diva, darling. You can only make her stronger. She's alive, fabulous, and probably reading Shakespeare in a silk robe. In true Judith fashion, she responded to several posts with heart emojis, winks, and her trademark wit. "Y'all are nuts," she replied to one, "and I adore it." The larger problem: gossip culture in the age of clicks. What happened to Judith isn't new, but it is a sign of a growing issue in the digital era: misinformation spreading unchecked, fueled by likes, shares, and algorithmic chaos. In her podcast appearance, Judith noted, "Social media is a gift. I love connecting with fans, sharing updates. But it's also a curse. One person says something outrageous, and suddenly everyone's talking about it like it's real." She encouraged fans to always double-check sources, especially when news seems suspect. "If I go, trust me, there will be a Broadway-style exit. Something with glitter and fog machines. Not some shady tweet from an account with 2 followers." Why Gloria and Judith still matter. This unexpected wave of attention also served as a reminder: Judith Chapman, and by extension Gloria Bardwell, remain hugely beloved by fans. While Gloria may not always be front and center in the Genoa City storyline rotation, every time she pops up, viewers rejoice. Whether she's scheming to get her hands on Chancellor money, causing chaos at a wedding, or simply tossing a barb at Michael over breakfast, Gloria brings drama, comedy, and unexpected heart. Judith shared that she's always ready to return whenever the show calls. Gloria's not gone. She's just waiting for her next entrance. And after this recent flare of fan attention, don't be surprised if the writers find a way to fold her into a new arc, perhaps one where she uncovers a scandal, seduces a billionaire, or fakes her own death just to prove a point. A legacy beyond daytime. Of course, Judith's career extends far beyond YNR. A classically trained actress with roots in stage and screen, she's appeared on virtually every major soap, Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, As the World Turns, and The Bold and the Beautiful, as well as in primetime dramas, indie films, and theatrical productions. She's also an accomplished director, a vocal advocate for arts education, and a devoted supporter of LGBTQ+ and animal welfare causes. Playing Gloria is just one slice of the pie, she told a recent panel. I've had the privilege of creating so many women, regal, ridiculous, vulnerable, defiant. And I'm not done yet. The truth about Judith, fierce, funny, and full of life. Perhaps the most important takeaway from this weird, momentary swirl of chaos is that Judith Chapman is alive, well, and as vibrant as ever. She's gardening. She's performing. She's mentoring young actors. She's living a life that's rich with purpose, beauty, and mischief. In short, she's doing exactly what we'd expect from the woman who made Gloria Bardwell a daytime dynamo. And if you ask her about her legacy, I hope I made people feel something. Laugh, cry, get mad, cheer. That's what art is supposed to do. Stir the pot. Make you feel. Mission accomplished. One last thing, Gloria would have loved the drama. In a final wink to fans, Judith added this in a story post a few days later. You know Gloria would have loved this ridiculous rumor. She'd milk it, throw a memorial gala for herself, pop out of the casket in full sequins, and walk away with someone's inheritance. She's not wrong. Where do we go from here? As the dust settles, what remains is a sense of unity, a collective sigh of relief, and a reinvigorated appreciation for one of daytime's most singular stars. Fans are already calling for a Gloria-centric storyline, possibly one tied to the Chancellor Winters drama or Michael and Lauren's next milestone. Could Gloria return to stir up trouble, only to get caught in an unexpected romance or scandal? We wouldn't rule it out. More importantly, the incident has reignited calls for soap fandoms to protect their own, to push back against false narratives, and to celebrate their stars while they're still very much among us. Judith Chapman, still here, still fabulous. So no, Judith Chapman is not gone. Far from it. She's still here, still working, still adored, still ready to take your breath away, with one arched eyebrow and a purring, darling. In other words, she's still Judith, and we're lucky for it.